Let's get started on layout 3. You're going to need to cut off the zip strips from this paper. And this is why they want you to cut the zip strips first. So much easier if everything's prepped, right? All right, get those off. And let's start working on the left-hand page. This is going to go fast. There's nothing too difficult about it. So let's get started. All right, make sure I'm in camera range. Okay. All right, looks like attaching 3A first, and 3A is this piece right here. So let's get this. This is going to be on the right-hand side. Now, if you're using the boy paper, you're going to want to use the green. Girl paper is going to be the peach, the melon. And just get that right flush with the right-hand side. Like that. Next, grab your, let's see, where's our sticker thing? Oh, I think that, I got my wrong sticker paper, there we go. Okay, so for your stickers, you're gonna need this strip, which is gorgeous. And just put that right up against the left of the peach paper, or the blue, depending on which one you're using. It is kind of neat that they did a boy and a girl, right? Okay. Just get that right up against the edge. And then before, let me see, do I want to do this first? I think I'm going to put down the border first, and then we're going to do that tiny strip of glitter paper. So this is that border that you punched out. Get that on here. And then we'll go right over it with the glitter paper. All right. Just like this. And you're gonna need glue for this one. So instead of trying to put it on that skinny little strip, I'm gonna put it right here where that where that line is from the border paper, or from this border. You can see that there's kind of a line there, which was convenient because they didn't know we were gonna do this. If my voice sounds a little hoarse, it's because it's morning. My husband had to come home early from his trip because his shoulder is hurting him badly enough that he just couldn't work. So he's home asleep in the next room, and I'm trying to be a little bit quieter. Okay, now we're gonna put on the mats. Let's get this, either your photo or your photo placeholder down on that paprika paper. And then this is gonna go 1 inch from the top, so I'm just gonna turn it here. And looks like 3/4 of an inch from the side. So let me get that on there. I think I've gone through 3 adhesives for this. How about you guys? This is the one thing, and I know I've told you before, but we get these half-off items that we are allowed to have, and that we earn, basically. And I always use them on adhesive because you're just, gonna use that the rest of your life, right? All right, before we do all the little stickers around that part, let's put on the embellishments down here. And you're gonna need that big purple star. And they're not really telling us exactly what the measurement is on that, so we will estimate. Kind of center it between the border and the edge of the page. And this is all still the same as the boy page, except for that green. And then above, now let's do the stars first. So right next to it are stars. And as I was gathering my materials, I noticed that, I'm gonna put these straight now. I noticed that I've got two sort of mismatched hearts to put on these, but whatever, right? Whatever. So kind of put those next to the big star. Kind of like that. Oh, I guess I should put it this way. I guess they do have the point up. And so these hearts that I have are slightly mismatched, but we'll just go with it like that was supposed to be. Because depending on which hearts you took out of, see how one's more perfect than the other. Which hearts you took out of that thing. Yeah, so I sort of have one. So I'm just gonna tilt it like that. So who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Not gonna matter. All right, so let's pop up this URA. I have lost all feeling in my hand right now, except it's tingling. I have neck issues that are causing me to in the morning, I have kind of a numb right hand. Anybody else have to deal with that? It's old age. My neck is falling apart pretty much. All right, these are pretty tight together, those stars, but I see on theirs it's pretty much the same. So, all right, now we've got the word star. And yep, this is gonna take a little while, so, because you wanna pop that up. So I'm gonna have to, let's see what I have. Maybe I can go a little faster if I use this on some of the parts. So it's a little wide. So I'm gonna cut it in half for like the T and the R there, and each side of the A. And instead of having to put all those little tiny pop dots on there. And this will be able to go straight down. I think I'll stick this one here. It's still too long. Yeah, there won't be any photo under these, so they'll be able to be straight down. Take the adhesive backing off of all of them. All right. So I can't wait to see what Valerie has done with the cards. You guys, by this time, have already seen what she's done with the card kit. We used to try to make it so you had that we had the same extra materials for both the cards and the paper, but then we realized most people were not doing both. They were doing one or the other, so we started to go our own way instead. All right, a little bit. Now these are gonna, it's kind of important to put a lot of this adhesive on these so that they don't bend down at any point. So don't be afraid to use quite a bit. And then, you know, whenever, since if you're not a maker or not a VIP, you want to try to jump on whenever there's adhesive sales and get a bunch of them. If you're a VIP, you're already kind of on sale because you're going to get 15% credit. And then if you're a maker, you get 25%. Difference between being a maker and being a VIP is that makers have to make a minimum. They have to sell $300 a quarter. And some people don't like that pressure, and they don't want to sell. So being a VIP is 15% credit every time you buy, and no minimum. And so it's a really good deal if you're going to spend, you know, more than $100 a year with Valerie or I. You know, it's a really good deal. All right, let's get all of this off, and we'll try to line these up nicely. am taking the adhesive off, but really the truth is you should probably try to line them up first. So let me do the rest of these. And just kind of get them where I want them to go. And then before I put this down, that looks pretty good. And so just pick up each one at a time, just like we did with those diamonds. And get it put down. Boy, it's nice that they made the easy one at the end here for us. Because I noticed that my last video was over an hour. Okay. Like that. So if you're not good at putting them straight and you don't want to use a ruler or whatever, you can always go like up, down, or tilt them. You know, then nobody will ever know. They'll just think that's part of your artistic choice. But I'm just kind of using the bottoms to sort of look and match up bottoms of the letters. All right, we'll just put some mats on real quick. And then the rest of the embellishments. Okay, this was probably the hardest part. All right, here we go. Okay, so over here, 3 mats. And just get your photos or your photo placeholders on them. Looks like they're going to be 3/4 of an inch from the top for the first one, and it just basically wants you to center it. So let me get my ruler. 3/4 of an inch. So my reward for getting all my videos done today is to go play some pinball and go see the Ant-Man movie. What are you guys gonna do today? I'm gonna guess that this is about, yep, 1/2 inch. Well, let me see, just maybe more like 3/8 of an inch away from the right-hand side. And so in between them, they want 3/8 of an inch. I'm gonna turn this upside down and then just kind of do it that way. Going off this as my lead. Don't know if my husband's gonna be up for any pinball with me. And he's already seen Ant-Man, so. I might try a new movie theater. I've only tried one down here in Illinois so far. It was okay. Kind of a local little tiny theater. I think it was done, put up in like the 30s, they said. And they've lately kind of renovated it, but I didn't like the seats. So I don't think they renovated the seats big time. So I might look around, see what other theaters around here. Now that I'm gonna live down here permanently. And that's Illinois for anybody that missed that. Okay, I'm a little bit crooked. I like that our adhesive is slightly forgiving. Okay, does that make all the others? Yeah, they're fine. Okay, so just that last one was crooked. All right, let's do some decorations. So again, they're putting these right on the photos. Yuck. You know, I don't mind if it slightly hangs over, but just to put it right on the photo is not working for me. For 2 reasons. One, you know, now I can't put my photo in later if I do that. And two, I don't necessarily want my whole photo to be covered with embellishments. So now I'm gonna look and see if there's a better way here. You know, there's not much room, I'll tell you. And because, you know, there's not a lot of area on this, you know, I can't really just overlap it. So I'm not sure what, I can't like put a post-it, or, you know, a pop dot or whatever. So I think I'm gonna stick this one up here. This is for the girls, by the way. The boys does not have anything over here except one arrow. Not sure why, but there's nothing on this side except for one arrow down at the bottom, as you can see on your paper. And then let me get the crown, the other crown. And that's this one here. This one I can overlap. So let me, there's not a lot of room here though. Gosh, I'm gonna have to just put a tiny, tiny bit right there. And then I'll put one that I'm not gonna take the sticker paper off on the other side, so it leans over the photo for now. So just taking it off of here and then tipping it. This is why it's so much smarter to have your photos ready. Okay. And then You Shine So Bright. Another thing they want to put over this, and that is one of the cutouts. And so that kind of is going over across there. But you know, I might, so this is where it's supposed to go, you guys. But I think I might put it down here. Maybe. Just because there's so much stuff over here already. So I think I'm gonna put it on this side, but it's supposed to go on the other side. So if you're particular about that, put it on the other side. But I'm just gonna stick it here. And then I'll attach that down once I'm not gonna take the sticky paper off that part. Once I get my photo. Okay, down here is a flower. And that's again leaning across, but I'm just going to not put glue here or here on the right-hand side. And that is gonna make it difficult for this to stick down, so I'm gonna recommend you try to really dot that glue on quite a bit. And get extra glue so that it'll stay there, because part of it just will not be attached. So like that. I'm gonna hold that for a second. While I'm doing that, I'll show you, let me see. Now it's showing me that there's one little straight arrow. I don't see it left. So because we are doing two different pages, maybe it wasn't, we never used it, but the one, it's a little straight arrow. Looks like this with no feathers on the end. So you probably have that because we probably didn't use it on one of the boy pages yet. So that's what you need to use if not, or use this. So this one, they again have right on the photo. Not gonna happen on mine. So instead, let me see, since we're also putting that sword down there, I'm just gonna stick it right down here. Across the bottom like that, and then the sword, it's going to go down. Now why would they not put the sword on the boys one way? They must have used it on another page already. So it does get a little confusing, but I wasn't going to go through and do both these pages twice, for one for boy, one for girl. You guys are smart enough to figure out the differences. Just look at your paper. And that goes here. All right. Just gonna check my camera because I'm paranoid now. Okay, good. All right, that is it for that side. And so now we just have to decorate up here. And we got some little stickers to do, and that's cutie. And I'm gonna put that just above. Again, they've got these all over your photos. And then best friends. So this one, I'm going to put a tiny dot here, and then fill up the rest with dots that I will not take the adhesive sheet off. That'll just keep them above that photo. So only this one gets removed. And just kind of, I guess they kind of tilted some of these over this. And then the last one is sisters. Of course, if this page, and it's supposed to go here, I'm gonna stick it here. Well, maybe not, maybe I will stick it here. If this is not a page that has sisters on it, no biggie. Do not put that on there, right? Choose a different sticker, there's some left. Queen Bee, that's left. And a little thing of stars and an arrow, so you've got plenty to use. Now, speaking of that, since we're down to the end here on these last 2 pages, the best time to use up the leftover stickers and the leftover black chipboard stuff is before you put the pages away, right? So you can go back through, and wherever you see, you know, a little space, you know, stick some of those stickers on it, because just because they've done it a certain way doesn't mean that you can't add to it. And there's still quite a few stickers left, so just throw them on there where you like it, you know? So once we finish this whole thing, you can go back and look through and pop those other stickers on, because you're never gonna have as good an opportunity as when you have these pages right in front of you, okay? And we don't, you know, we don't want those scraps of stickers. All right. Little tiny sparkle is gonna go over to the right here. And then they have the heart, and it's on the photo again, so I'm not gonna put it on the photo. Even if I had the photo here, I'm not so sure I would do it. So I'm gonna put mine, it's supposed to go right here. I'm gonna put mine over here. Boys wise, although, let's see, the boys, pretty much the same, except you're gonna change the stickers up. So the stickers for boys are So Much Fun, and Best Friends, which we just had, and Brothers. So that'll be the difference for your boys page. And then over here, you're gonna use brother, oh wait, see, what is, it's not brothers, let me see. Oh, it's a sword. So Much Fun, Best Friends, and a sword, and then over here is the brothers sticker. Whereas over here, we're gonna put the Queen Bee. So we were gonna use the Queen Bee sticker. All right, again, I'm going to put these on, but not take off the paper. And then over here, I will take off the little paper. That allows me to squeeze my photo underneath it later. And then, so this would be Brothers on the boys page. And then just above it, it looks like we got another one of those sparkles. It looks like this. And then a little asterisk. And the asterisk is on the photo, so I'm gonna put it slightly off the photo over here. And then right below the Queen Bee, or the word Brothers, depending on which one you're doing, is the treasure chest. Right there. And we can pop that up. So it overlaps the photo. So right hand side of the sticker, I'm not gonna take the paper off. And the left hand side of the sticker, I'm just gonna put this here. Easier to do. And then slightly dip it. Okay. Now, with the boys, you're also gonna use this flag here, Fit for a King. And that's just going to kind of go over it. Look at the paper to see how that goes. I think that's it for that part. We did this already, yes. So a little shimmer brush. Let's see what we've got here. gonna do the hearts again. And then we'll move on to the last page. Oop, that one's still drying. Still drying in that big glob of glue. And the last little bit of asterisk here. This one's still drying too. The hearts. Okay, so I still haven't decided at this point while I'm sitting here on how I'm going to use the little tiny star sequins, if you want to call them sequins. And I'll show you what I did for the last page. But I didn't like it because it came out kind of thick. So I was trying to use those stars like glitter, because I've done this before at a Close to My Heart event where they did this, kind of use these little star sequins like glitter. And I'll show you why I didn't like it. But I still think it's a great idea. So I just think I need to do it better. Get this last bit here. You, of course, don't have to shimmer brush everything. It's just up to you. I just like a little extra sparkle. And when this dry, it looks really cool. Okay, that page is done. Oh, if I was only a professional photographer, we would have 2 cameras, one for close-ups and stuff. But I'm not. All right, so let's grab that last paper. And while we do, I'm gonna show you what I'm not sure I liked. So this is what I did at the top. Now it doesn't look horrible, but I think what happened with me is that my liquid glass came out pretty fast, and so it really made a lot of glue, which these stars attached to in more of a thicker way than I wanted. So I was thinking, what could I do? So I can either get a thinner line, or I could just make little dots of glue all over this side of the page and then throw the stars on and then just, you know, tap them off like you do glitter and stuff. So I think I'm gonna try this again. I think it's a cool look. I just think it's too thick. So I'm gonna try that again and see how we do it. So you may want to practice on a separate page just to play around with them if you're going to do this, or if you want to go more delicate, just do, let's pretend this is liquid glass, just do dots, just little tiny dots throughout the page, and then throw, you know, carefully just throw a little bunch of the stars on each one, let it dry, and then just like glitter, shake it off later, right? So that would be the more delicate way to do it. But I think I might just try this again. So first, let's make the page. I'm gonna need this. This goes together pretty fast too. Last page. And I'm gonna start with this. And that is 3F. And put it right up against, flush against the page, the left edge, like that. Go back to your sticker sheet, pull this off. Now look at your first page and make sure that you're gonna do it the same. So if the red is at the bottom on your first page, you wanna do the same thing. So where's my page? Yes, red is at the bottom on mine. So I'm gonna put it at the bottom on this one. Now this side doesn't have the ruffle. The ruffle with scallop border. And just like that. So what I did instead, let page back up, is just, I put the line of glitter paper along here. So again, it's easier to dot along the edge of the sticker than it is to try to put it on that very, very skinny piece of glitter paper. So this is quite thin. It's only 1/8 of an inch there, so you don't need much. Oh, mine's a little bit short. I must have grabbed the wrong one. Let's see if I have my other. Let's see if this is the long one. Nope, that's the other short one. Let's see if this is the long one. Yes, okay. So I accidentally grabbed the shorter one. You definitely want the one that's a whole 12 inches. Let me just re-glue. And just like that. Now don't throw away those other shorter pieces. You can use them on other things. All right, just like that. And I think next is mats. Yeah, 3G and 3H. So one of your mats is made for the 4x6 and one is made for 2 3x4s. So see, that is not the correct one. So make sure you match up the right one. The shorter one's gonna go on top. So this one's going up here, and then this is going for 2 3x4s. With a little space in between. So about, 1/8 of an inch away from the edges. Or you could put another 4x6 there, but if you do that, I would cut it a little bit shorter so that it matched the top one. Okay, so the 4x6 is 1 1/4 inches down and 1/2 inch from the side. Right there. These could be popped up too, if you like that look, but make sure you use a lot of adhesive so it doesn't punch down. So 1/2 inch from the side. That seems like that it's not centered. That doesn't really center it, so I'd say it's more like 3/8 of an inch. I think that might be a mistake on their part. So I'm gonna put it 3/8 of an inch, and then this about 3/8 of an inch down. Like that. And then this one is gonna be about 1/4 inch away from each side. Like that. Okay. And then it's just a matter of decorating, and we're gonna do a little cutting. So you can either do it with your scissors or your trimmer. I'm more of a perfectionist on that. So I'm going to kind of cut some of these stars with my trimmer. And I noticed on the last page, remember we had, or was it the diamond page? Yeah, the diamond page. One of the diamonds went off the side, and I forgot to turn that over and cut that edge off, but hopefully you guys caught that and did that. Okay, so the very big star, I'm gonna cut off just a little bit of the left-hand side of one of the points. Oop, and it went crooked because my uneven thing. Let me try that again with scissors then. So now you get to see that you can do it with scissors also. All right, so like that, okay? Then the top is gonna go off the page and we'll trim that. So let's do that first. I think, is everything right on this? Something feels awkward. I think we're good, okay. It just seems like there's not much room over here, but I did put that on, so that does add a little space. So, okay, let's get some adhesive on that. And put that up so that part of the arrow goes off the top. Actually, both of those points can go off the top slightly. And then this little one goes in the middle of there. So we're also going to cut that. So I'm going to just look at that. I could have glued that on first. That would have been the smarter move. Let me get my scissors. So if you haven't done that yet, glue this on first and then cut it all at once. I think I can do this. Let's see. That looks good. Looks pretty good. Yeah, maybe just a little bit more. This way. All right. So if you haven't started that, put it on the big star first and then cut. And just stick it down like this. I still don't like it exactly. Close enough though, since I made a mistake. I may have to cover that with something. Turn it over and trim off the excess. Okay. Next is the little yellow star that is not heavy to be cut. That could just be popped up. And put about there. Like that. And then the yellow, this one will need to be cut. Cut it with your scissors or cut it with your trimmer. And this has got basically, it looks like it has mostly 3 points showing. So I think I can cut it with my scissors there. Nothing's gonna be piled on it too. So that will go to the side. Just line it up against that edge. And this one actually almost goes over that other one, so it's okay to overlap it slightly. And then over here is the big blue one. And just put pop-outs on that. And I'm just going to cut some of them like at a diagonal to fit into those points. That. Ooh, and I just have a tiny bit. Where is all? I know I have a bunch of this stuff. I know I have bought a bunch, and yet it's not in my my little iris cart here. So I'm gonna have to look around this apartment and find where all of my rolls upon rolls of foam tape are, because I know I have them. Just not sure where I stuck them. Okay. And this is gonna kind of go here. And then orange will go right below it. I'm just gonna put one big pop dot in the middle of that. Like that. And then over here is kind of this heart one. And I'm just gonna snip off. This really is easier to do with scissors if you can cut straight. Snip off 2 of the points. And put that here. And that's pretty close to the yellow one too. They must want to make sure they have some room here. And then the big pink one. Before I put this, I want to just judge. So I'm going to put that one there so I can just make sure I've got room here for all of them. Okay. This one I'm going to put down flat because we're putting the pony on top of it. All right, so far we're the same, I think, on both pages until we get to the embellishments. Yeah, okay, on this one, they want you to put this, and it sticks, you know, like exactly in here. So you may have to, I mean, it is so close that it's going to be hard to actually glue that on. So you may want to just hold that together as you do the cutting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off just a slight bit from the left-hand side, all at once. Okay. And then I'm going to push this. This was just one that you really couldn't glue together first. And I'll just kind of push this one up here with the two sides that I cut straight. And then I'll make this one fit over it. Right exactly over the star. That will go off a little bit on the edge on this one, even though it does on the paper. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit and glue for just a second before I cut it. We've got, this one was the center of another one, and then the green to go on top of it. And that one can be popped up. So any people out there that live in Chicago, I mean, I'm thinking I was gonna go and see if there was any scrapbook stores around. I have not done any exploring. I think I heard there was one in one of the smaller suburb towns, but when I went there, it wasn't open. And now I can't remember which town that was in. So any Chicago people out there know of any scrapbook stores in this area? Let me know. Okay. So there are a few differences from the boys to the girls. So let's look at this. Your Majesty goes on the girls. That's this sticker. And it's gonna go right there in the center of that star. If you're doing the boy, you're gonna do Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer. Did I use the wrong paper again? I have two sets of stickers here. Okay, Dragon Slayer's up at the top. And then there's like a long, thin crown. Where did they put that? Okay, here. So this and the Dragon Slayer go on the boys. Your Majesty and then the pink crown go on the girls. I'm gonna pop that up. This would be so cute to make these for Disney. You know, there's a lot of this theme would go really well with a Disney layout, especially if you were lucky enough to take your one of your little girls into the where they turn them into princesses. I could never afford that, but I always wanted to do it. So now this one for the girls. For the boys, you're going to use the sticker that says "So Fun." Right here on the yellow star. Hold that down. And then we have a curvy arrow, which you won't use on the boy paper. Of course you could, because you might as well use all of these up, anything that you got left over. And the curvy arrow kind of points towards the photo, and it goes on the photo, but I'm just going to put it next to it, like that. Okay, over to the left of that. All right, let me show you one more thing for the boys. Oh, and another thing I forgot, but you're gonna turn this paper over for the boys to the green side. Sorry, you guys. So up here for the boys, you're using you would be using a couple of these. I don't see the other one, so we must have used it already on it, but a big one and a little one. And that goes here and here for the boys. For the girls, we're using the Right Royal right here. And that's gonna go kind of over here. So again, I'm gonna not let some of them be sticky, but I want them to sit up evenly. So I'm gonna use all these little ones across this. And the top portion will be hitting the picture, so I'm not gonna put the sticky on that. And then down here at the bottom, same thing. That's gonna be covering a photo. So let me put a big one, if I have any left, here in the middle. And that will be the only one that's that has the sticky on it. And that will go kind of like this. Okay, for the boys page, nothing for you on that part. And then down here at the bottom, we've got some of these things. So this and this for the girls page. And I'll tell you about the boys page in a second. Just look on your thing if I'm getting confusing or if I've forgotten something. I want to make sure that you get the right side of the paper too. Put these down. And then the dragon. Okay, for boys page on this side, you're using an asterisk and a curvy arrow, which I don't have anymore, so it's probably this one. So the curvy arrow goes down here, along with an asterisk. Look on your page. There's 2 asterisks, actually, that you'll use. And then over here, I got one more thing. A smaller heart is gonna go over to the right of the dragon, so let's put that down first. For the boy page, a sword. Right next to the dragon would be a sword. All right, now here we go. We're gonna have to do the same thing as before because this goes over photo. It's gonna kind of go over all of these things we just put down. So basically, I'm gonna put the adhesive down here and everything else from the bottom up is going to be pop dots that are not uncovered. Because that is going over quite a bit of the photo. So down here at the bottom will be the ones that I take the sticky stuff off. Or allow it to be sticky. I need a small one there too. And then everything else will stay as is, but will still be popped up. All of these at the top here. And let me get a couple little ones. Fill in those spots and I'll show you up close. Okay, so here's the back. These ones, I'm gonna take the paper off, everything else stays as is. And that will make it lean over the photo. Of course, if you already have your photo on, you don't have to go through all of this. And you've got it like kind of about there. All right. And then next to it is a sword for the boys or a heart for the girls. And then that's so fun goes on the girls one too. All right. And it goes, they've got it kind of over his head, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it under and I'm going to put it flat. Okay. Let's do our shimmer trim real quick. I'm just going to do the black parts. And then we'll decide if I can, I might need to get a newer bottle of the liquid glass or use some other kind of glue, because I think mine was just coming out quite fast because the opening has been poked at a few times when it's gotten stuck. So, or we can go and let me, you know, maybe I will do these small little bits of sparkles first and just try it and see how I like it. So let me get my liquid glass and my package of stars. Okay, that's what they look like. Let me check my camera. Okay. So my other option was just doing this and getting a little tiny dots all over it. Maybe that would be better, but I just felt like there was a lot of space there, you know, to play with. So maybe if I just do a few more of these star bunches. Now you might want to watch me do this before you start, just in case you decide, no, that is not good. You know what else? I just noticed we missed our horse. Yep, so let me get this on. Gotta have the pony. Okay, that's on both of them, boys and girls. All right, now let me just try, see if my glue will come out slow. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in various places. And just put some of these stars on it. I can still add something at the top if I want to, but let me just do a little bit now. You're gonna put more stars than the glue can hold, but you'll shake them off later. And you will have stars all over the place. I'm gonna do a few more. Let's see, a little bit there, just here and there, and I'm just doing it on the peach or the blue paper, depending on which one you have. There's my little pin. It's getting stuck again. There, a little there. And just little bunches of these stars. Now luckily, because this is so thick, I can tap these off now and see how I like it. So let's take a look. I missed one here. And so there's just little bunches, and they're never gonna have all of those stay on there, so you gotta think this is gonna be just slightly lighter. So this is one way to go, and I can put some more up here. Because these are tiny dots, there's a whole bunch of them that are sticking from static electricity right now that will not be on there once I really tap them off. Let me try. So you may not like this at all. Yeah, see, once I tapped them off, a lot of them are lightened up a little bit instead of having 5 or 6. So that would be an option, or I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. You guys can decide whether you like it, but I'm gonna try it to do a little bit thinner coating, and I wanna make a swirly of some sort. So this time I think I'm just gonna try to go a little thinner than I did before. And you have to make the swirl kind of big because and it's still coming out a little gloppy, because it will bunch up too much. So now I'm going to just spread wherever there was a gap there, because I went pretty fast. And you may not like this, so don't have to do it. I was just trying to do something a little differently. And just sprinkle it on like you would any glitter. I've seen this done really well. I did a page with Close to My Heart, and we did it across the 2 whole pages, and I loved it. It just looked good. As a matter of fact, I showed it to somebody the other day, and they loved it. So maybe sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, just depending on the page. So that one looks a little better than before. And then I will still continue to tap a few of these off, because I think the little bunches look better if there's just a couple. And I'll just let you decide on that, whether you like it or not. Everything's an experiment, right? So let's go back. So this is how it looked thicker. And I think you can see that it looks better thinner. So try a really thin line of glue if you're going to try that. Let's get back to first page so you can see everything. And if you don't like the stars, I won't be offended. So there's left and there is the right. And thank you so much for coming to Creative Design Studio. We'll see you next month.